Hi Rohit, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you, Jyoti?
I'm doing great, and thank you so much for being here and to accept this interview. I'm very happy to have you, and speak to you about the kind of transformation which happened. So before we start, I would want you to just give us a brief introduction. Let us know about you because the audience who will be watching this video may not know you, right? And from where do you come in? So why don't you, give us a brief information?
Yeah, I'm Rohit Prakash. I was born in Hyderabad, BHEL Ramchandrapuram Hospital. I mean, there's a small medical history I have. Like,
Okay.
I was born a premature baby,
Mm-hmm.
7 month baby, and then the challenge was when my mother delivered me, the doctor gave my grandfather a choice: either the mother can survive or the baby. My
Okay.
grandfather chose me over his daughter, for which I'm very grateful to him.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And secondly, and I had late milestones, and I had problem in my left side of the body where I had some issues with blood circulation,
Okay.
and that I had to overcome with a lot of medication and too much of lengthy, expensive medical procedures, which went along for years, and for which this you see, what you all see today is the end product of all this. Actually, I was given medicines to put on weight in specific time that they didn't do their job probably then. Now they have started putting, they started me helping me now where I'm unreasonably fat, but Vera, I don't have so much of appetite,
Mm-hmm.
neither I'm food of that level where you feel you see me hogging every time.
Okay.
And when I talk about my professional inclination, I was always fascinated with business barons, not for the money they have, but
Mm-hmm.
it always fascinated me what takes an entrepreneur to make a call to someone, say, reach out to someone and say, the next morning I buy your company, and all of those things, everything, all your companies belong to me. It's not about the money, the very thought process to, stretch the growth barriers beyond a point. That is what a business baron is made of. A business magnate or a baron is what people see and get fascinated by. He or she flying a private jet or having an holiday with on an island with his friends and family. That's not the case. It is the idea, innovation, and the approach they follow.
Okay. So for business, for you, entrepreneurship has always been very fascinating, and you've always been very interested, right? And I
Yes.
believe you've been closely working with entrepreneurs. A lot of you help a lot of your friends who are in this journey, and you are being, you've yourself been an entrepreneur for a very long time. So tell me a
Mhm.
little bit about from where do you get that strength? Like after having so many medical problems and going through so much of trauma, where do you get
Mhm.
this inner light, that passion, to do something, to become somebody, and to achieve something in your life?
See, uh, my medical condition actually fueled my growth story to a great extent.
Mm-hmm.
Say, in our country, we have a basic, sympathy seeking society
Mm-hmm.
where people on the other side would love to sympathize, but they'll not stand by you or help you grow.
Mm-hmm.
So, as a guy, there's an element of self respect or that male ego that comes into play where I feel I'm at least, even though I have a limp while I walk, but like
Mm-hmm.
in at least I feel I'm better than a person who's on wheelchair. God has not limited me to a wheelchair. At least I'm able to walk and do things by myself. That is, see, and marketing, when I chose marketing, I remember my cousins and my even my mother telling me marketing involves a lot of sales, Rohit. I mean, with your leg issue and you have some, problems with your mobility, how will you manage? Then I used to tell my cousins and my friends, and especially my mother, saying that, Mummy, if you are able to deliver, if you are able to deliver what you have committed, then you commuting by train, truck, or bus doesn't matter. A customer sees what you can deliver. It they don't see in which vehicle you come or how you come.
Mm-hmm.
That is what I mean. And I never liked people because as a child, I used to always have a feeling that people used to sympathize with my mother and my father. Arey, aapka ladka chal nahi sakta and all.
Mm-hmm.
But that thing actually, fueled me to a greater extent where I should do something big and, make my parents proud, and I should not be known by their name, rather they should be known with my name. That is my whole idea.
Okay.
It's not about entrepreneurship, it's not about anything else what I feel, but it's all about how I think boiled down to.
Okay. So when was the first time you realized that you need a coach or a mentor in your life? Like what was that instigated you to take a decision where you want to seek help of an external party?
Okay. See, seeking an external partner, what happened was I come from a service marketing domain. Service marketing, basically service-based companies have very little USP to offer. We heavily rely on customer experiences and
Mhm.
minimum turnaround time, minimum commercials.
Okay.
So when you are deadline conscious, you are bound to lose out on your temper, anger, and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So primarily my main challenge was to work on my anger management, and I used to have a lot of issues. I started having issues with my colleagues who never used to, take my opinion seriously, and I used to face problem while facing clients. Then my boss told me one thing, Rohit, probably you need what you are saying is correct. Probably you should change the way you interpret it. Only then people will help you
Okay.
to get your job done. So that is how I intend to seek professional help. And in due course of time, I did, I did try my best to find a coach, but I didn't find anybody credible. So I thought of waiting for a while and then take a chance. Then I actually was browsing LinkedIn one afternoon on a weekend. Then I was just checking out my college alumni group on social media
Mm-hmm.
where I managed to get in touch with you. I just dropped in a message, and that's how we started. Then I actually figured out that you Jyoti was just as good as my benchmate to me in college. Like just one semester before my academic year gets
Mm-hmm.
over. There was just a difference of a semester, I believe, right?
Yes.
So that's how we stuck, and that's how you started helping me. And then when I started opening up to you, I remember you telling me, Rohit, you need to first be a patient listener. You cannot have your way all the time.
Yes, I remember. And we always, I mean, whenever I would start something, you will jump into conclusion as to what is it that I'm trying to tell you. And
Huh.
that was probably one of the difficulty which I even can say that I faced because when somebody is not listening, they are not learning because learning starts with when you listen, you understand, and that's when you can implement whatever you're learning. So that was one of the area which I thought that you need to probably work on. But
Okay.
definitely, that was one of the thing. As a friend, I always thought of helping you. As a colleague, I always thought of helping you. But when was the first time when you thought that you want to have me as a mentor in your life, wherein you would want to go through the programs I teach? Because I remember, when you first got in touch with me, we were just helping each other in terms of understanding the work we do and if we could help each other. But when he decided to hire me as a coach or a mentor who will give you professional advice and you're bound to follow it because uh, something which comes from someone as just an advice, people really don't take it seriously because they feel that yes, it's another advice coming from a peer, but they really don't want to take action on it. And I could feel that also happening for a very long time. But I remember when you told me that you want to go through one of my programs, and my first question was to you that you have to change the way you look at me then, because then I will not be a friend. I would be more of a coach, and I can be very strict. And I will make sure that when I tell you to do something, you have to do it. And the good part is that you were very open. You were like, yes, you would want to because I think I could feel that desire to change and the desire to bring in some transformation in the life or the experience of life which you were having. And that was one experience which I even had from you, wherein I felt that now he's serious. Now things can happen. Okay, so of course we all have assumptions. When we know somebody in person, it's very difficult to become. Uh, to have them as a coach telling you something to do. But I think you took it very nicely. And that was one of the things that you could see transformation in a very short period of time. Okay, so now tell me one thing. Before you met me, okay, before you
Mhm.
actually took the finance, the the direct approach of going through one of my programs, what you wanted,
Mhm.
what was it that was happening with you, like in terms of your mental thought, what kind of thinking you were having, how is it that, what was your self-talk exactly like?
My self-talk always revolved on one particular aspect,
Hmm.
Jyoti, because I was always of the opinion that whatever you do, be it your professional journey, you yourself are responsible for the good and bad in it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay, if I'm getting stuck at my workplace due to my anger problems or anger management problems, where I used to just shout and scream and probably yell at my colleagues for not delivering a particular thing on time with a client,
Mm-hmm.
then no matter how correct you are, people judge you by the choice of word they you use and not the crux.
Okay.
So that actually made me realize ki boss, this is the correct time for me to, when I started talking to my friends about it, it was like every other friend giving me a typical gyan kind of a jargon. See, you got to change. See, you got to talk to them more politely. She's a lady or she's a guy. You need to slow down a bit. That was a typical, because that was not actually whatever my friends or peers or colleagues or boss were telling me. It never got the satisfaction levels were not as per my personal desired individual standards.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the reason I started seeking a coach. I mean, believe me, the day I was browsing LinkedIn, I was like, even I managed to use Just Dive to figure out a coach, and many of things. Well, such things. What I feel, what made me choose you, because see, such things, some things you need some connection or some connection to where we can connect on common grounds.
Mm-hmm.
Primarily, you and me coming from the same educational institute, and secondly, you indirectly knowing me while we were studying in college also helped me open up easily than to a third person, because such things, I'm a little apprehensive in talking about my problems to some third person. He or she might be a wonderful coach. They might have coached people for about say 20 years, 40 years. That doesn't matter me. I respect their experience. That's not the
Mm-hmm.
case. But
Okay.
like I'm somebody who will not open up to anybody unless I connect with them at a certain level.
Mm-hmm.
So that openness helped me choose you over the other person as a coach. And
Mm-hmm.
yes, of course, talking about your programs, and not only your programs. The best part about it was, I mean, since probably I take it that way, since you and me were from the same alumni or same college, you took a little extra effort, and and I have no problems in acknowledging that you also helped me implement whatever you've taught. Because otherwise, since a marketing person, I'm being very blunt
Mm-hmm.
and a little straightforward. Any coach and mentor can give you guidelines
Mm-hmm.
for which you will be quoted X amount of money, but
Mm-hmm.
no, very few people actually give you the complete hand holding support, which
Okay.
I got from you. And yes, at some point of time, I used to get stuck at work. I even used to get in touch with you at odd hours, where I shouldn't be calling you, but like you were kind enough to take my calls or answer my mails, WhatsApp messages, etc. For which I'm really grateful. That's how your programs and the way you help me implement those decisions. See, what I feel is, as a coach, while you give guidelines or set of rules for you to follow, and which helps you ease your problems or remove your bottlenecks, the coach fundamental areas of working is ideally helping those guidelines implemented in the correct form, where the, the person getting coached from you will get the desired outcome, where he or she will prosper and live a healthy life and a happy life.
Okay. So tell me, when you were going through the process, what kind
Hmm.
of changes were happening? Like, did you feel, because, see, anyways, it was a weekly session, so we used to only meet once a week. But what used to
Mhm.
happen after the session? Like, what is it that,
See,
what was happening in your mind?
after the session, let me tell you something. While the initial thought of, I'll just take some time
Mm-hmm.
after the session, it never, after the session, it was, like a typical session. Yeah, ये session fin. The moment this session gets over, I'll be a little free. That is what I used to think. But like from the second session, I started taking things seriously. Then you helped me realize some of my mental blockages, and how do I take things, or how should you absorb things and do on and so forth. Then I started thinking, boss, unless this changes, I won't change, and I probably would not be able to make it big as I want myself to be.
Mhm.
So, for first two sessions, I'm being very upfront. After enrolling, I used to feel, yeah, once the discovery sessions were over, first two sessions were basic introductory. Then first two sessions, I used to feel, boss, these were the same elements of psychology we collectively learnt in our college.
Mhm.
So then, since the third session started kicking in and you started putting me through activities, etc., then I had a happy realization. This is way too deep than it actually looks. Right. It is fundamentally very deep. It's like you cannot learn to swim unless while you're at the shore, you got to push yourself, or you got to be in the pool for you to
Mhm.
actually learn or swim or do anything about it.
Mhm.
So second, third, from your third session, I started happy. I had had a happy realization about myself. The third session, after the third session, I remember that it was a weekend night. It was a Friday night, and second Saturday being my week off. I was like, now what? Now, if I don't work on myself, I'll rather be an employee rest of my life, and I have an limited option of to where I'll just be counting my PF money, gratuity money, and I'll be happy about it. There'll be no other external attachments or my aspirations of buying an X star or having such a house, or going on a fancy holiday with friends and family. I'll never be able to do that unless I change myself. I had this happy realization after the third session, which was probably an activity based session.
Mhm.
I remember that way.
Okay.
So but
So,
once I started sinking into the activity, then that while doing that activity, I had a happy realization, ki, boss, this is where I'm wrong.
mhm.
Or this is what I should, that flame, that spark starts, igniting slowly, slowly, slowly. Boss, this is your touch point. You should work, you should work, you should work. At subconscious mind, back of the mind, it starts pinching you. Rohit, you should do this. Rohit, you should do that. Rohit, you should do this. This is how third session start. I started to take program and the course really seriously. First two sessions I practically enjoyed.
Okay, perfect. So, tell me, if you were to talk about your life before the session and after the session, what has changed?
Before the session, believe me, apart from anger, see what I understood. This post this session, I started improving my patience levels.
Mhm.
You know, once I was, this session helped me realize one fundamental thing very bluntly and very straight. One thing I had a happy realization: anger management can be managed only if you increase your patience levels, and you should give people some space to react on their own and get revert back to you accordingly. And you shouldn't be pushing them to the wall, and you should not always seek an answer as per your yardstick. You should also respect the other person's yardstick. And probably the way might they might I realize that probably the way they might interpret things might not look correct to me. That's the reason I used to get angry. This was the main realization I've had after the session,
Mhm.
which actually helped me, you know, change the way I handle my prospects, change the way I handle my current clients, change the way I reach out to my new ones. And this has been a complete 360-degree turnaround in my professional life and personal life. I used to, see, personal life. I one of it helped me understand the value of time. It helped me do a lot of time management where I used to be very casual and very funky. Say somebody used to some of my family member used to come and tell me, "Ki, boss Rohit, you got to be ready at X time and you got we have to go so and so." I used to never like going out and socializing because I used to always like to spend time with myself all alone.
Mm-hmm.
And this course also helped me understand that, boss, if you have to make it big, you got to be known, and at least people should know you for what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Even in capacity of an employee or an employer, doesn't matter. At least people should have a fundamental idea as to what you are by profession, or what you do for a living. That's then you actually, people get to know you, and then you might get in touch with somebody who can help you make it big in whatever career domain you are into.
Okay, if you were to give three advice to the people who are, watching this particular video,
Hmm.
in order to either to bring in some change or to take action or to become self-aware, what do you think that you can give them some advice so that which can be useful from your own learning, from the process of transformation
Okay.
you have been through? What would you like to advise them?
See, fundamentally, I would like to give all my viewers one piece of advice.
Mhm.
Before going through this program, I used to, watch Les Brown videos, listen to Mr. Sandeep Maheshwari, listen to Mr. Shiv Thera, and all of these people, no doubt, are wonderful speakers, and I really respect them from the bottom of my heart. And for
Mhm.
the kind of transformation they've brought into the society, I mean, there's no second thoughts about it. But
Mhm.
like in that level of motivation has a shelf life in your at the back of your mind. Half an hour down the line, whatever you've seen, or you know in the video or listened to the audio, you are bound to forget. That's perfectly human, because average human brain, I believe, only remembers things for about max half an hour, not more than that. I
Mhm.
mean, the impact lasts for not more than half an hour.
Okay.
If my statistics about psychology and human brain are correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
I don't mind. Huh? So that's what loving. And third, secondly, always, make your parents proud. You shouldn't be known your your parents' name, but they should be known by what you do. And for being an entrepreneur or a self-employed person, or bring about a change, every change starts from you. If you wish to was the society to change as per XYZ yardstick, you got to first initiate the change at your end, and then talk about people or point a finger at others and say, boss, this is wrong, X is wrong, and Y is wrong.
Okay.
So that is what I feel. That advice is what I would like to give to each and everybody who will be watching this video, or anybody who would come to me for a career advice or anything.
Perfect, great. So it was really nice talking to you and understanding you, the kind of journey you've been through, the kind of change which has come in your life, and the way you've appreciated. The good part is that, see, people have knowledge, okay, but they do not implement after even they know. The good part is that you've been taking action, you've taken effort, and that is when you could see the difference. You could see going from A to B, okay. So I think
Correct.
me also, I would tell everyone that take action. That is more important. Okay, so if anything comes to you which can be useful for you, apply it and see how the result turns into. So yeah, the good part is that you've taken action, and that's the reason you could see results. And thank you so much for giving your time, and it was
And
amazing speaking to you.
stop
Yes.
living. Lastly, I would request each and every viewer of this video
Mhm.
that to please refrain from living in denial. It doesn't help anybody.
Yes, yes,
It,
that is an
it
amazing
the
advice.
more, the longer one lives in denial,
Mhm.
the easier they land in problems. The rest is your call.
Yes, yes, of course, of course. You got to accept and take action towards it.
Yeah,
Because denying something is not going to help you, your family, or anybody, not even yourself in terms of your future. Because your future is what you are today, right?
correct.
Because if you don't change, it will always remain the same. And if the moment you decide to change and take action, things will change in order to, they'll become better than what you are today. And that's how, that is a process of learning, that is a process of working on yourself. You'll always see something different in you. And you may not know what that different thing is going to be, right? It could be as amazing as you can never thought of.
Correct.
Okay, so I'll sign off now, and it is really nice talking to you after a very long time, and
Same
glad
here.
that you've
Same
taken this
here.
time. And thank you
Hey,
so much.
my pleasure.
Thank
Thank you.
you. Yeah, take care. Bye.
Bye.